Oh, come on. Thank God for his power. Come on, put your hands together. Hallelujah, Jesus. I'm a young man, but I've been through a few things in my life, and God has never failed me yet. He has never let me down. Hallelujah. So I truly thank God for his power, for it has resurrected me. I was a wretch undone, but God saw fit. Why? I don't know. But because of his mercy, because of his grace. The song says, I don't know why Jesus loved me. I don't know why he cared. I don't know why he sacrificed his life. Oh, but I'm glad. I'm so glad he did. Hallelujah, Jesus. The name of the song is called Call the Name of Jesus.
Hallelujah. Wonderful name of Jesus. Powerful name of Jesus. The word says every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that Jesus is Lord.
Situations will change. Your life will change. Your city will change. Hallelujah.
Pastor is going to bring us remarks about today. And because he is a man of God, because we learned his story today, it is incumbent that we respect him and we stand when he comes. Can you do that? Can you stand when the pastor comes? I know you can. Out of respect. So right now, Minister Flowers.
Amen. I just wanted to take a moment. This is church anniversary. Just to take a moment and just honor two ladies. As you know, we can tuck the pulpit, and I know anytime that I need them, if they're going to be in church, they'll be up there with me or with each other conducting the pulpit. Yeah, I know it's not easy to get in front of y'all. Sometimes we see smiling eyes, sometimes we see glaring eyes. But nonetheless, we have a job to do. And it's but God that we're able to do that. The Bible tells us to know those that you labor among you. And these two ladies, I know that I can call on them anytime that I need them to help me with conducting the pulpit. We pray together, we fast together. They're always there. Amen. I want to bring up Sister Ingram. Is she still here? She may have already gone to. There she is. And Minister Papers. Amen.
So late, and it kind of shook me up a little bit. So I said I will sit back there and just be quiet and just and just take everything in. But it's our pastor's day, and I couldn't just sit there and not say anything because, and the reason I say this is because when something is down in your soul, and it's in your soul, but you don't know how to get it out. But God sent a man of God to just pull it out of you. What I do that she, gave us this gift for is really from God. But my pastor heard from God because I had a dream about it. And I said, God, I can't do this. And I would dream and see myself. I would dream and see myself. And then one day, Pastor said, I want to use you one day. That wasn't nobody but God. Because I couldn't rest and couldn't stop dreaming about being used. But I said, God, where, when? And Pastor came to me. Let me tell you, if you pray and you want to answer, you'll get an answer. Because every time I ask God for something, I say, God, can you show me this today? I said, let everybody just show some love and get some hugs. Pastor would come up today and say, get up and show somebody some love and get some hugs. Let me tell you, that's about the God that we serve and the man that listens to God. Amen? And there's so many things that he has said that God had put in my spirit. And I thank God that he listens to God. Because every time I would write it down, I would want to show it to Sister Baskin or show it to somebody. I said, look at the message today. I did this Thursday. But it's an awesome thing when you got somebody that coming from a spout to God. And Pastor, you listen to God. And it ain't nothing like that. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Because who would serve a God that somebody don't talk to him, someone don't come to him sometime to get a prayer through on your behalf? Amen? Amen. So we truly, and Pastor, don't think we're lifting up you, we're lifting up the God in you. Because I thank God for it. I thank God for you letting God use you like he do. I mean, with every little thing, the hard stuff that we don't want to do, and even the easy stuff. Pastor say some funny little things that I pick up on all the time, and I use them. And I'll never forget that we have a fish fry out there. And it was almost done, and Sister Nat said she's getting ready to go home. He said, where you going? She said, I'm going home to clean my room. He said, I don't know what for. The lights don't go out in the house ever. So she went back and she sat down. So I thought about that. Hey, I don't have to run home to do anything. The lights don't go out. So I can do it anytime. So pick up on those little nuggets that he gives and use them. Hey, you don't have time to rush and do anything. The lights don't ever go out. And I thank God for his light not going out. Amen. Amen.
Praise the Lord, everybody. I'm standing in for Minister Veronica. She is over at the church, so she asked me to present this for her. So I had to kind of get something together at the last minute. Before I let them read and give the gifts, I want to say to Pastor and to the church, thank you so much for making our family feel welcome. Even our children was able to sing in the choir, play the instruments, and they loved coming to church here. I appreciate that because that is my number one desire, to see my children saved. That's my desire. And because of the love that was shown, now they're in school in Troy, but the ministry still carries on. So I really thank you for all that you do. And one thing I want to say, one thing that I admire, you preach the word of God. And not only that, you're worried about these children making it to heaven. That's what's important. And I really, really appreciate your care. Even when it comes to the youth, everybody ain't going to go back there. Because Pastor's not going to allow you to go back there. And because of the care that he has for our children here, I am eternally grateful. So thank you. So Marissa's going to read a little thank you from the youth department.
Our pastor is a sweetheart.
Oh, sorry. Before she started reading, it's involving candy. I had to get it together at the last minute, so I don't have the candy board. So just listen carefully. Okay.
Our pastor is a sweetheart for everything he does. He is always there to pick up the pieces and answer our whatchamacallit. Sometimes we act like airheads or nerds, and you probably think we're from the Milky Way, but you've made a mound of difference in our lives. Thank you for getting us endowment condition for heaven, and thanks for making us smarties. You deserve 100 grand every payday. You will always be in our hearts now and later.
Amen. And this is a gift from the youth department. Sister Veronica said, hang it in your office.
Philip, on behalf of the choir, we thank you for putting up with us when we didn't even have a musician. You always worked with us, and you were there for us, and then you prayed through with us, and we got a good musician. So we thank God for that. So on behalf of the choir, we just like to give you this little token of our love and appreciation, and be careful you don't make it rain up in here.
Pastor, this is from Prophetess Journey.
Precious, and my sister, Private.
You just now heard from our sheriff's department. I'm definitely the commissioner of Capital. He used to call me sheriff, but now Rose is taking my place. So I'm now the commissioner. But even because I would like to say this much, I've been with you over 10 years or more plus. And I told you that a long time ago, that we can count on that. This is what I need to know. This is what I count on you. I was traveling. And I'm not the kind of person to jump from church to church either. But I needed something that survived. I prayed to God, send me somebody to give me the word. And you did it. You did this. I thank you. And don't mean to kind of such a joy in my heart. You know, you're my brother. I don't see you really a friend, but you're my brother. And I will always talk to you that you're my brother. And thank you. Because I needed that. I've gone from pastor to pastor, but I never got the word. I asked you, Lord, I said, Lord, send me somewhere to annex 4. Yeah, just move there. When I was in, you had just moved there, it was preaching. I heard about annex 4. The Lord sent me there. So from New Life, from Mount Gilead to New Life on Jackson Road. But I didn't get what I needed. I needed something else. I was supposed to get the word so I could understand what you were saying. And that he did. He said, you could be like for you. I said, and it's happening for almost a year. I begged and I begged. I said, well, send me somebody. He did. I said, he said, get up. Get down. That is it. Now, I'm saying what you say. I'm saying what you've been trying to get on me. I got work to do. We needed somebody to get me on. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm trying.
What? What?
I present to you Pastor Elder Jose Billups.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord again. Amen. Why don't you just turn to your neighbor and tell them, expect your miracle today. Go and tell them again, expect your miracle today. Now tell them this time real good. Expect your miracle today. Because there's no limit in God. Come on, give God some praise. Hallelujah. 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 You can be seated in his presence. I almost don't know where to start. But first, just let me say I do give honor to God that is the head of my life. And I am humbled by you all and your words of encouragement and the accolades that you bestowed upon me. It's one thing that I try to always keep perspective on, and that's that I am but dust. If it were not for the Lord on my side, the enemy would have swallowed me up. But I realized, and I can't take credit for it, I have to give God the praise, because at an early age in my life, God took control of my life. It doesn't mean that I've done everything right. It doesn't mean that I've done everything good.
But I recognize that all that I am and all that I have, it is because of what God has done in my life. I got lots of stuff. I came from absolutely zero. But God has blessed me. He gave me wisdom. He gave me understanding. And he blessed me from nothing to something. If I could tell you my story, people see me and they think that I've always had stuff and had things, but I got an auntie here. She knows me well, and she knows where I came from, so I don't have to lie to you. But the greatest thing that I think God gave me in life was the love for his people. To see them blessed. I don't have the kind of spirit, I don't have the kind of mindset that you can't have more than me. I think that it's meant for you to have more than me. Because if I'm a seed that God sows into your life, that means God wants you to have a field. So you have to understand what God does through people. And if we would only learn to love each other and lift each other up, we would see God do great and mighty things. I want to say thank you to Elder McCurry and his wonderful wife, Dr. McCurry. God used them here in this ministry to hold my arms up for a season. He served as the co-pastor here in this ministry until God moved him on. But I thank him, and I will never forget this day that you came back to honor us with your presence. And just to say, that's encouraging to me. There was a man that Jesus healed, and he healed several lepers, and they went off. But it's the one that came back that said, that meant a lot. Sometimes just seeing a person's face is encouraging because it tells you their heartbeat. It lets you know you could have been somewhere else. And there are many others that may not be able to see your faces. My dear friend that you heard speak, Benny Webb, she's like a sister to me. We have, like she said, she's not a member here, and I've never asked her to be a member here. There's no one that I've ever asked to be a member at Consuming Fire because I don't think that that's my place to ask anyone to be a member here. You heard a lot of people say New Life, and I didn't ask not one of those people and would not have, but I did make a demand of them that if you are going to come to Consuming Fire, that you go and talk to your pastor, because I wasn't their pastor, I was a co-pastor. And they may have called me their pastor, but I knew who I was. And so I honored that man of God, and I honored, and I think that when we do the right thing, and that's why I tell anybody, if you leave a church and go to a church, talk to your pastor. I don't care how you feel about it. If he's watched for your soul, and if he's been there to pray for you, pray with you, and pray you through some things, you owe him to go back and to tell him what you're doing. You don't know, if you're not a pastor, and people tell us all the time, well, they're just human, they're just a man. But why is it that when you need us at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning that you call just a man? You don't want to call just a man. You want to call somebody that's got a line to God. And that doesn't build us up. It's just simply saying, I'm simply saying to you, respect that, and God will bless you for it. That's not saying pump me up. I don't need to be pumped up. But I want you to be blessed. There are some things I believe God has in store for us after these 10 years of what he has done, and I honor God for what he's done. It wasn't me. It's been us collectively as a family. And I thank you, because one of the greatest testimonies that I hear about this ministry is that people, when they come through those doors, that they say that they felt the love, they felt so welcome. To me, that is a testament of what God does through you in the ministry that he has placed in your hands. It's not all about me getting up preaching, and I got sense enough to know that. Some people get their message from sitting down beside somebody. Some people get their message from our kids. They get up and perform their mimes or their dances. Some people get their message through our choir, through how they were treated by the usher. If we are living epistles, then we are all